Yeah. See, because the thing too about this work is a multiple exposure black and white series called Rock and Shadow. The idea of rock and shadow is that rock is the source of human civilization. It's, you know, where we get all of our minerals and materials from. And then shadow is what architecture leaves. So architecture leaves shadows, which is, I feel like modern cities mimic nature. So that's the idea of modern architecture reflecting what we essentially will always get to is back to nature. This piece is called Jardín Botánico Cactus. This is Jardín Botánico Fountain, and that is Viñales Palms. So these were shot in various places in Brazil and Cuba and the Bronx. So what these images are doing is exposing different scenes of the Bronx and New York with images in the Caribbean and Brazil. Most of them are exposed on the negative itself, so it's just what you see, what was exposed when I took the camera to these different places, and then I rewound the film and then shot over it. Or some of them I did in post-processing. I did multiple prints on top of each other. This sequence was taken in the botanical garden in Rio de Janeiro, which in and of itself is a part of a bigger work of botanical gardens in the Caribbean and New York that I'm working on. So behind this scene is a scene of a building in the Bronx, and that's what you see coming up here. This is some cactuses in the botanical garden in Rio de Janeiro, and the background is the sunken meadow in Long Island. So I spent two summers ago finding landscapes in New York. So that's why, you know, I went there, and I was looking for shoots to do, and then I double exposed this when I went to Rio. This was on a really beautiful day in Viñales, Cuba, like 2 hours out from Havana, and we went on horseback to tobacco farm and coffee farm. So this we were laying down on the mountainside, and so I took this scene of this mountainscape with all these palm trees sticking up, which I've never seen that. I thought it was really beautiful to see like these huge mountains with very distant palms coming up. So I took this image and to blend it in with the rest of the rock and shadow theme. This one I was experimenting with multiple printing. So I would print it one way and then turn it upside down, print it again. Like, yeah, I grew up in the Bronx, so but my parents always took me out to the beach, to the parks. I grew, went to the botanical garden a lot as a child, and I, did the farm program as a kid, and so I was around nature a lot for being a city kid, I guess, So I always enjoyed it. So I definitely love the outcome of analog photography because you don't know what it's gonna come out like. So. A lot of these images were, accidental, or like I totally forgot what I had shot before I reshot it again. So the playing with the unexpected nature of the medium is a part of the work that, interests me.